Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say honorable to Mr. Aditya Rivaldi SHLM, the lecturer of International Law of the Sea and Fisheries course, who has teach us for this semester. And hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Zaki Raihan, and this is my final project for the International Law of the Sea and Fisheries course. And the topic that I want to present you is the IUU fishing and Indonesia's agenda for sustainable fisheries. So, what is the IUU fishing? The IUU stands for illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. This term refers to fishing practice that violate legal norms or go outside oversight of the regulatory authorities. So, illegal fishing violates national laws or international agreements. Unreported fishing includes catches that are not declared to the authorities, while unregulated fishing is conducted in areas or for species not currently managed under the existing rules. So this practice is one of the biggest threats to the sustainability of our marine resources. So now we're gonna talk about the impact of IUU fishing. IUU fishing causes billions of dollars in losses to developing countries each year, up to 15 billion US dollars. More importantly, it threatens food security, especially for the more than 3 billion people around the world who depend on fish as their primary source of animal protein. Environmentally, IUU practices such as blast fishing and cyanide use damage coral reefs and marine ecosystem. So this is why eliminating the IUU fishing is a global priority. Now we talk about regional effort. In 2007, Indonesia and 10 other Southeast Asian countries, along with Australia, adopted the Regional Plan of Action to promote responsible fishing and eliminate IUU practices. This collaboration emphasized shared responsibility and regional cooperation. Indonesia then developed its own National Plan of Action, or NPOA, adapted to local conditions and regulation as part of its commitment to this effort. So now we talk about international legal instrument. To combat IUU fishing, the global community has developed several legal instruments. UNCLOS 1982 defines maritime zones and state responsibilities. Agenda 21 introduced the concept of sustainable development, and the Code of Conduct for Responsible Fisheries in 1995 provides soft guidelines for responsible fishing. The International Plan of Action in 2001 and the Port State Measures Agreement in 2009 strengthen global cooperation and port controls. And these instruments guide national efforts, including in Indonesia. So this is Indonesia's National Plan of Action. Indonesia's NPOA was developed between 2012 and 2016 by the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries. It was based on 18 national laws and aimed to coordinate the work of various institutions. The plan also aligned with international agreements such as the Port State Measures, with support from the Navy, Police, and Task Force 115. Indonesia took stronger steps in combating the IUU fishing. And now, the achievement and the challenge. During the term of Minister Susi Pujiastuti, Indonesia made bold moves. She imposed moratoriums, banned harmful gear, and even sank illegal vessels. In 2018 alone, 125 vessels were sunk. However, challenges remained. Many local fishers still struggle to access fuel and gear, and digital monitoring through e-logbook is not widely used, and maritime borders are not always clearly defined, making the enforcement is difficult. And here, the case study of the Vietnamese fishing vessels. The Vietnamese vessels have consistently been involved in illegal fishing in Indonesian waters. In 2018, 38 foreign vessels were captured, many of them from Vietnam. In 2021 and 2022, 75 foreign vessels were caught with Vietnamese ships, making up nearly half of that number. This situation is worse by unclear maritime boundaries, especially in the South China Sea and the Natuna area. So, the legal and strategic recommendations. To address these issues, Indonesia must strengthen its surveillance and enforcement capabilities. We also need to support local fishermen by improving their access to capital, fuel, and tools. The adoption of the e-logbooks and digital monitoring should be accelerated. And lastly, the NPOA should be continuously evaluated and updated to reflect the changing dynamics at the sea. And then, yes, combating IUU fishing is not only about protecting Indonesia's sovereignty, but also about securing the future of marine biodiversity and food security. Sustainable fisheries depend on robust laws, regional cooperation, and empowered communities. And before I end this presentation, I would like to sincerely thank to Mr. Aditya Rivaldi SILLM for the opportunity to present this final assignment and for all the valuable knowledge and share throughout the course. And if there are any shortcoming in the way I deliver this material, either in content, language, or explanation, I sincerely apologize. And once again, thank you for your attention and your guidance. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.